Is Bitcoin still the king of crypto, or has its time passed? Will 2025 be the year Bitcoin finally hits $200,000, or is another crash waiting to happen? With its history of extreme highs and sudden crashes, Bitcoin remains one of the most talked about investments in the world. In this video, we break down the 5 biggest reasons why Bitcoin could be the best investment of 2025. Bitcoin's recent performance. Bitcoin's price has seen an incredible rally, gaining more than 60% over the past 6 months. Despite some cooling off after the US elections, Bitcoin remains on a long-term upward trajectory. Over the past 5 years, its price has surged nearly 900%, proving its resilience despite several crashes and recoveries. In 2021, Bitcoin fell from $60,000 to below $20,000 before bouncing back to new highs. 1. Governments could drive up the price of Bitcoin. One of the biggest potential catalysts for Bitcoin's growth is government adoption. Recently, reports surfaced that Abu Dhabi's sovereign wealth fund is holding over $436 million in Bitcoin, joining other nations like Norway and Singapore. The US government is also rumored to be considering a national Bitcoin reserve, an idea that gained traction during President Trump's election campaign. Second, major financial institutions are betting big on Bitcoin. The perception of Bitcoin has shifted dramatically. In 2017, JP Morgan's CEO Jamie Dimon dismissed Bitcoin, calling it a scam. Fast forward to 2025, and major financial institutions like BlackRock, Goldman Sachs, and pension funds are investing billions into Bitcoin and ETFs. 3. Analysts predict Bitcoin will soar in 2025. Crypto analysts from major firms like Bernstein and Standard Chartered have set Bitcoin price targets of $200,000 for this year. Even more conservative estimates, like those from Nigel Green of De Beer Group, predict a price of $150,000 by the end of 2025. A survey conducted by Motley Fool found that 68% of crypto investors believe Bitcoin will reach these levels. 4. More people own Bitcoin than ever. Bitcoin's adoption is at an all-time high, with 7% of the global population now holding Bitcoin. Given Bitcoin's fixed supply of 21 million coins, increasing demand naturally leads to higher prices. In 2024 alone, Bitcoin ownership increased by 50%, and if this trend continues, experts predict Bitcoin could surpass $200,000. 5. Gen Z could drive mass adoption. Younger generations are more inclined to invest in digital assets. 34% of Gen Z investors would rather hold Bitcoin than cash, showing a major shift in financial preferences. As Gen Z gains more financial power, they are expected to increase their Bitcoin investments, driving adoption rates even higher. What to expect from Bitcoin in 2025? Overall, 2025 is shaping up to be a bullish year for Bitcoin. Analysts expect prices between $150,000 to $200,000, driven by institutional adoption, government interest, and increasing retail demand. If the US follows through with its Bitcoin reserve plans, these estimates might even be too conservative. The approval of Bitcoin ETFs has already brought in billions in investments, and institutional inflows could surpass $70 billion this year. However, despite this optimism, Bitcoin remains a volatile asset, and investors should always be prepared for market fluctuations. Bitcoin risks to watch in 2025. Despite the bullish outlook, there are some risks to consider. Regulatory uncertainty. If the US government fails to implement Bitcoin-friendly policies, it could cause a short-term price dip. Market volatility. Bitcoin has a history of wild price swings, so short-term losses are always a possibility. Inflation and interest rates. If central banks maintain high interest rates, investors might prefer traditional assets over crypto. Market overheating. Some analysts warn of excessive bullish sentiment and suggest that waiting for a dip to $75,000 might be a smarter entry point. So, is Bitcoin a good investment in 2025? What do you think? Will Bitcoin hit $200,000 this year? Drop your predictions in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button and subscribe for more crypto updates.